Joel is a smart, creative, hilariously funny, big-hearted punk.
A highly motivated, Zen-like sensei, as it relates to just helping someone achieve their best well-being.
He doesn't pull the punches when you're not being honest with yourself or when you're kind of going off in the wrong direction. He does a really good job of just kind of gently but firmly sort of pulling the reins back and guiding you in a different direction, or helping you to see, maybe based on what you're saying to him, like, hey, you know what? Maybe you ought to read this book and focus on this passage about your attitude on this one subject.
He's not the typical trainer that cracks the whip. He celebrates wins. We acknowledge the challenges, and we put a strategy together each week to address those. And he's just very calm and always moving forward. And that's what I like about it.
I had setbacks, and he never made me feel like I was failing. It was always, okay, but you have a plan in place to recover. So just really his encouragement was probably the best. Joel is probably one of the most energetic people I've ever met. He has a crazy, goofy, fun laugh. And it is hard to not be happy around him.
The best thing about working with Joel is sort of shared glee when things are working. When I realize that the few changes that I've made and have consistently implemented are getting me to my goals, both my weight loss goals, but also my kind of overall health goals.
Joel's really encouraging. Even if you don't get in all the workouts, he helps you look forward to the next week. Like, okay, that's fine. You can miss one. Just do it next week. Like, don't do it to the point where you're exhausting yourself and you're going to run out, you're going to burn out.
I think taking those small steps early on really helped to solidify a lot of the, I guess, I don't want to say the rules I should follow, but kind of, things that I should be doing for just a better lifestyle. And it was, like I said, it was slow in the beginning, but now it's been part of my life. So that's what I like about working with Joel.
He looks also like, well, what he is, which is, someone who's spent some time with a, bass guitar. but also what I mean by punk is sort of free-spirited in the sense that he'll use the conventional path when it works, but he's perfectly happy to try something that is non-conventional. And so, that big-heartedness is important. Punk without big-heartedness is a real disaster. But he instead is unorthodox, but really warm and conscientious.
He's very knowledgeable. Joel does his homework, and he's not afraid to change his viewpoint when there's new research coming around. Like, that was refreshing, because I know that a lot of people, when they're offered a view that counters their own views, their prefrontal cortex shuts down. There's research showing that you just stop thinking when you're offered new information that doesn't agree with your viewpoint. But he's really open-minded, and he's continually looking at the numbers, he's looking at the data, he's looking at what's out there and what other people are saying, and he's not afraid to look at it from a few different angles. And he'll tell you too, like, hey, this is what I used to think. Here's why I thought that. Here's something that I read recently. Here's why I think this. So it's kind of neat to get a little peek behind the scenes, because he's so open and he's really knowledgeable.